Good morning, everybody. What's up? Looking in the camera, man. I look old. I gotta quit doing these videos in the morning. I think I look better after noon. I got one question for you today. Do you have a blue collar faith? My kids are gonna make fun of me. I'm obsessed with this idea of blue collar. I'm not really sure why, but I think you are too. There's a reason why Carhartt and Romeo's, if you know what Romeos are, those are the cowboy boots of Snohomish, have become fashion brands. They're meant to be work brands, but they're fashion brands. I live in Snohomish. You can't drive 5 minutes without seeing a lifted F-250 with hood stacks on it. People love the idea of blue collar. I don't know that, myself included, I don't know if I want to do any blue collar, but blue collar work, but people love blue collar. I love blue collar. I love that. I have Romeos. I got Carhartt. Yeah, what is blue collar? Blue collar, why do we love it? It's work. It's that person who's willing to grind. It's effective. It gets things done. So I'm going to ask you again, do you have a blue collar faith? So we know what blue collar is. It's all about work. But what about faith? Faith in Jesus. That's what I'm talking about. You all who know me know where I'm coming from. Do you believe in Jesus as your Savior? Blue collar faith, though. You put them together. Do you have a faith that works? James, the book of James, wrote the treatise on blue collar faith. He wrote the book that defines blue collar faith, and it's very uncomfortable for a lot of people to read James, because he pushes hard on this. He challenges you to see if you have a blue collar faith, and if you don't have a faith that works, he questions whether you have faith at all. So let's unpack this a little bit. I'm gonna be reading from James chapter 2, verse 14. It's one verse. We're gonna keep it simple. We're blue collar. We're simple people. I'm from Snohomish. Here's what he says. What good is it, brothers, if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Can that faith save him? That's a scary question. Let me unpack that a little bit. He says, what good is it? It's a rhetorical question. It's no good. He's saying your faith is no good. I told you, James is tough. It's a hard book to read. You're going to be put on trial and on task every chapter, every verse. What good is it, brothers, if someone says they have faith but does not have works? He then asks this he doesn't let you off the hook. The next question is, can that faith save him? And he's saying no. It's a rhetorical question. He's saying no, that faith does not save him. So as we look at this, we all need to be asking ourselves, do we have a faith that works? Do we have a faith that in times of trial stands tough? Do we have a faith in Jesus that actually changes what we do? I think this is in my opinion, the number one problem plaguing American Christianity. Life has been so easy. But I believe for the follower of Jesus, we may be heading into a time where life is not so easy. So, do you have a faith that works, America? Do you have a faith that stands up in trials? Do you have a faith that changes what you do, the actual actions that you do? Don't get it the other way around. Those actions don't save you. He's asking if you have a faith that has changed you, that is real, and thus is borne out in the works that you do. Paul describes it a different way. People a lot of times put Paul and James at odds. One is grace, one is works. It's not the case. They're both faith, and faith that works. Paul describes Christianity as becoming a new creation. In our family, we like to talk about it like a horse. If you became a horse, we would expect you to do things a horse did. We would expect you to run around in a field. We'd expect you to neigh all the time. You'd be eating hay. But if you're still walking around in the house, on two legs, eating pizza, taking a dump on the toilet rather than in the field, I might question whether you turned into a horse or not. If you're a Christian and you don't live like one, James, not me, I don't want to ask this question because I'd be asking it of myself too. James is asking, are you a Christian? Has your faith changed you? Are you a new creation, is how Paul would say it. But here's the good news. We talked yesterday about Jesus, and he is the perfect balance of grace and truth. Therefore, his word is the perfect balance of grace and truth. And James is dropping the truth bomb on us. He's saying, does your faith even save you? Is it even real? But Jesus is grace as well. And so this blue-collar faith, these hard questions, it's a process. You don't have to be perfect today. We're looking at trajectory of your life. This process is called sanctification. But we're blue-collar here. We don't need big words. We're just going to call it a process. Developing a blue-collar faith over time is a process, and God will be faithful to walk that process with you if your faith is real. I'm asking myself, do I have a blue-collar faith? Man, sometimes I feel like I do. I look at my life and I go, wow, there's some good things there. Man, maybe I got a periwinkle faith. Is it blue? It's kind of purple sometimes. It's kind of, it might be blue. It has shades of blue. I don't even know if periwinkle is a shade of blue. It's probably more of a purple or something, but that's just what came to mind. So it's time to develop a blue-collar faith. James put us all on trial this morning. Do you have a faith that saves? Do you have a faith that bears itself out in works? The Bible, over and over again, challenges us to say that we are known by our fruit. It's time to develop a blue-collar faith. I'm hoping to make a few more videos to help with that. What does it mean? How do we do it? If we all are asking ourselves this question, we should want to know the answers to the next question. Well, how do I get a blue-collar faith? So ask yourself, pray. This is what I want you to pray about over the next day or so. Do you have a blue-collar faith? Do you have a faith that works? Are all the things you say you believe in your heart bearing out in your life? I'm asking myself these same questions today. I love you. I'll see you later.